what would you say to kids who are coming out of high school that maybe they kind of want to take the same track as you, right? Maybe they want to go to the military first or have to go to the military, or maybe they want to go straight to trades or they don't want to do college, but they have this kind of thought that, I don't want to end up as a quote unquote construction worker. I don't want to end up as a the same 40-hour a week job for the rest of my life doing menial tasks, etc. What would you say to them as encouragement and also as advice moving forward in their life?
So pretty much, persistence and you know, the want to learn, and just curiosity of everything around you and stuff like that. Construction is a great interest to get into because we have such a huge shortage in the industry, and you can work your way up from the bottom to the top pretty quickly if you keep your mind open and just be persistent. Um, the great thing about being in construction and learning everything you can is that you're taking those skills and knowledge and you're making yourself more marketable to other industries also, um, and being more have
I
the
love that.
ability to be more independent in your life where you can take
Right.
those skills and knowledge and maybe choose to go with another company or start another company or etc.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
never really thought about it that way.
I love that. Yeah, it's honestly kind of like sports in my life, right? Because it's sports or any sort of extracurricular activity, etc. If you do it in high school, right, typically a lot of the times those skills or the things that you learn, you can implement them in something else in life. And so, in the same way, I love to think of construction that way. Honestly, to me, it's the exact same way, because what other jobs can you take these incredible skills that you learn in construction and apply them to anything else and be successful in it, right? I mean, honestly, I'm not talking down on art degrees and things like that, but
Yeah,
there's not a ton of problem solving type stuff and those type of multiple different degrees, right? Again, I'm trying not to talk down other degrees, but construction
Right.
in itself is fantastic just because of the incredible opportunities and also the amount of skill that you have to develop and learn. I mean, time management, like if you can learn time management, which you have to in construction, that translates to everything else, and that's just one out of hundreds or thousands of different skills that you can learn just from one single industry.
I think the core skills that you learn in construction is the ability to manage many different moving pieces at once to accomplish something. So, like project management skills that you learn in construction, people management skills that you learn in construction. Um, Employers are looking for those skills in other industries, and I think construction is definitely one one of the best ways to get those skills, especially running multi-million-dollar projects with like dozens of trades
That's right.
and dozens of stakeholders, and you have the pressure of the
Mhm.
schedule, the budget,
Right.
the public, and your boss
That's
to
right.
manage all that is a skill that not a lot of people have.
Right. That's right. And it's a cool place to have all these different qualities. But if I can go back real quick, gentlemen was talking about, going through these small tasks that suck. I've talked about this Walker before with John Mack, so I'm not going to go through it all again, but it's just like it's consistency. If you
Right.
show up every day on time and have just a little bit of resolve in you, the sky's the limit in construction because I work for a company now. I work for Brassfield and Gorey, and one of the coolest things I got to know was like there are guys in the general superintendent executive role at our company that started with just pushing a broom 40 years ago, and they've been here the whole time. And they just had resolve, and they went and asked questions. The things that we're talking about, they wanted to learn, they wanted to apply themselves. And if you do that in this industry, again, the sky's the limit if you want to go pursue that. And so